And I think in Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, we start seeing that, but with the kaiju characters. Like, I feel like that was like one of the first times we saw kaiju characters like communicating with each other, thinking, like being petty to one another, right?
It's so petty.
Oh,
like what do we care about humans? They just bully us. Get out! We don't care.
Like Godzilla and Rodan being petty toward one another, and then Mothra being done with their bullshit.
I don't want to start a tear jerker movement over here on your show. We don't need that.
I'm okay with that. I cry all the time, so it's not surprising.
Oh, dude, you catch me watching Destroyer, I will be crying my eyes out in that whole film. Forget it.
What valuable wisdom from the Godzilla franchise that you've learned would you impart to yourself?
Never trust an alien.
Especially the kind of attractive aliens that we get in
exactly. It's always the good ones that try to leave you.
Kim, oh my god. So let me tell you, Godzilla Final Wars, like the Exilian second in command, like such a zany character, like a Dragon Ball Z wannabe, but for some reason, when I was in high school, he just made my heart flutter like nothing else.
I mean, he does look fantastic, so I don't blame you.
God, I need to start writing this stuff down. I'm gonna have to, when this broadcast, I'm gonna have to go back to it and be like, where are you doing stuff?
Sean, give me your muse's phone number because I need to call them.
Plain Irish whiskey. If we ever get to a convention together, you and I are drinking, brother.
I would love that.
One of those like Yahoo email usernames from back in the day. So I was always like, it was either Baragon in the name or Sharky Dude 990 was always my screen name on Xbox, and my friends were like, "You're 25 now. You can't be Sharky Dude. Why don't you change it to Sharky Man?"
I still use some of my old usernames. So my most common username was Eternal Mothra with a dash in it, because Eternal Mothra used to be like my favorite version of Mothra. However, I do remember there were a couple of places where my username was like Megamoth 47. Megamoth 47. And I've mentioned this on the show before, but like what's his name? The Exilian second in command. My gay soul when I was in high school, he was so hot to me. Like everybody in that entire film are so attractive. I think for me, like the Exilian second in command dude, like it's just he's just dangerous, wearing like this leather outfit and like funny, but also like kind of scary. I'm just like, what? Like, am I a goth? Like, I was a gothy kid at the time. I was just like, do I have issues? The truth is, like, I was performing double duty. At the same time I wanted to be a Mothra fairy and envisioned myself as one, I also wanted to be Exilian second in command's husband, his space husband. So
I mean, you want to be like, I could definitely, you know what? I'm starting to write stuff in my head.
It was last summer I watched the Showa era Gamera films, and they are so campy and I love it. My favorite scene involves like the children stealing a flying saucer and going to space.
But the little kids are such little shits in those movies, and they're so good.
They are. Like, I'm just like, who's watching these kids? Like, what is going on?
It's the 70s. They don't care.
Because like when we're in like our late teens and early 20s, we go through like that, like I'm a pedantic film critic, point of our lives where we're just like, that was so subpar, and it's like now that I'm like in my mid 30s, I'm just like, I was harsh on Godzilla Final Wars. It's a mess. It's a mess. Don't get me wrong, but it's a beautiful mess.
Yeah. Oh, it's the same thing with Godzilla's Revenge.
Right, yes.
I mean, how many times have people hated on that film?
And
exactly.
So, Sexy Gigan did
Who's gonna do this? Huh?
Who is
AI?
going to create sexy Gaigan and put it on a beautiful... Is that a body pillow?
It is.
That is the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
Casual.
I think I remember little plump Gaigan.
I love going to shows and people will see the front because I just have the cover up and they're like, that's amazing. And I'm like, do you want to see the back? And they come over and it's like the best ever. They're like, oh my gosh, look at the cake.